In this video, I'm going to demonstrate what you need to do in order to use the AFN Europe peer review site the first time. There's a few things that need to get set up prior to actually adding or reviewing shows. The first thing you're going to need is a SoundCloud account. So we'll go over to SoundCloud.com, and if you don't already have an account or you want to make a new one, we're going to click on Sign Up. From here, you can sign in with Facebook or Google, or you can just use an email address that you have to use it for the first time. Agree to the terms of use and hit Sign Up. You can select anything you want for the profile name. We'll just go ahead and call it AFN Ops. And of course, we'll give it something interesting here. Let's call it 1990. And prefer not to say what my gender is. And we'll go ahead and get started. Once your SoundCloud account is set up, you're going to be ready to upload your Telescope show to SoundCloud. Now, there is a naming convention that you have to follow. So prior to uploading, let's make sure that our files are named properly. This is the file that we're going to upload. You'll notice some of these others already have the naming convention there. The first part of the naming convention is the year, 2015, and a period, the month. In this case, we can use the date of the show as preferred, but in this case, I don't really know what the date of the show is, so I'll go with today's date. Then we're going to use an underscore and put in the station, in this case Naples, and then an underscore and the name of the DJ. In most cases, it's going to be your name. And that is the way we're going to name all of our files. Okay, once we have the file named properly, we can go back to our SoundCloud account, click on the upload button. Now, if this is the first time that you've used your account, you're going to need to verify it. So we're going to go to our inbox. We'll see that we have a SoundCloud email. We'll need to verify that. And now we are ready to upload. So again, we'll click on the upload button, and we will choose the file to upload. Pretty simple. Navigate to where your file is, and remember, you have to first set the name up according to the proper naming convention. So in this case, we've got this one here, and now it has found it, and we're going to go ahead and let it title it based on the naming convention. So you'll see the date, the station, and the name of the DJ. The next thing we're going to do is add a photo to this, and click on Choose New Image, and we're going to upload an image here for Petty Officer Washington. I already have her picture here somewhere. There she is, MC3 Washington, and we can go ahead and add that in. And you'll see, and this is just for kind of fun, and it also lets you see who the DJ is that you are reviewing, or see yourself if it's you. Now, there's a few things we need to do while it's uploading. We're going to change some of the tags. So the tag, we can delete this blues tag that comes on by default just by clicking on it, and it goes away. And we're going to use just a couple of tags. We're going to put AFN as one tag, and this just helps us find these later on. And we're going to put the station, so NAP for Naples. Click on Add. And we'll put a hashtag here for the type of show it is. In this case, it's midday. Add that one. And then lastly, go ahead and describe it. And this part isn't that important, but typically it's something like AFN Naples midday show with MC3 Washington, just so we know which one this is. Make sure that you have public selected down here so other people can get to it, and you're going to hit click on save. All right, at this point you can see that the upload is complete, and we're going to go ahead and go to that track in SoundCloud. We can see here it is with her picture in there, and it's pretty much ready to go. What we need to do though is we need to share this with the peer review site, and to do that we are going to hit the share button here. You can see this one listed as share. Click on it, and it automatically will give you a link that we're going to use once we've got the peer review site set up. Okay, so now this is ready to be uploaded, but we need to do a few things to get ready for it, at least the very first time. So we're going to go to the peer review site. And for those who've never been there, the address is afnops.com/radio. This will bring you to this screen here. We can see that we all need people who will give us feedback, and that's how we improve. It's a quote from Bill Gates, and he knows a few things about getting better. Now, the important thing to us is going to be most of the time to either add a show or review a show. But if we've never used this site before, we're going to need to register on the site. So we're going to go up here and click on login/register. And when we get here, we're going to, you won't have anything here the first time, so you can just click this register button and it will allow you to register. So we're going to use that same AFN ops that we used for SoundCloud. You can actually give it any username you want, and we'll give it our email address, and we will register. Okay, at this point we'll go back to our email, and here is the email sent us, and it will give us our username and our password. So I'm just going to simply copy that password, Control-C, go back to the login, and now AFN ops and the password they gave us, and you can click remember me so that you don't have to remember it yourself. And we'll go ahead and log in. So this is only the first time you use the site. After this, you'll just simply log in with that information. At this point, we're ready to add our show. We have a nice, convenient big button here to click on. And we're just going to click Add a Show. That will take us here to this. I'm going to dismiss this. It gives you some tips about how to make the screen a little bit easier to use if you were writing long posts. Not so important for us. Okay, so at this point we are going to go back. Once we're at this new post, we need to go back to SoundCloud and capture this shortcut. And you can simply right click on it and copy it. And then if we go here, all you need to do at this point is click down in the text area, and you can right click and paste, and you'll notice that it'll immediately load the player. It recognizes this is a SoundCloud file, and here's the player all in there. Now what we also want to do is put in the name of the file the same way. So what I like to do, the simple thing for me, is I'll go back over here and I'll just copy and paste this. This makes it easy. Go back to my new post, and I'm going to put that same title in here so everybody's doing it the same way. We immediately know when it's from, what station it's from, and who uploaded it. So if we scroll down, we will see the category section. And this is really simple. All you need to do is click on the type of show it is. So it's typically either a morning, a midday, or afternoon show, and maybe you put in a radio remote or some kind of special with the local commander or something like that. So in this case it's a midday show. We'll click on midday. Again, this is so we can find it easier. Now if you want to tag it, you certainly can add some tags here. Now if you notice, we have the ability to choose from the most used tags, and you can see some of the tags that have been used in the past. Things like AFN Europe can be used. Notice as soon as I click on it, it goes in. This is a midday show from Naples, so I can use Naples as a tag, and I would probably put midday. And some people like to have their shows in here so they're easily found, so we'll put Washington in here as well. The tags are pretty much up to you. It does make it easier for other people to find your stuff, but it's not a requirement. The categories must be selected. Okay, at this point, you are here and ready to go. Everything we need in. All you need to do at this point is submit yours for review. If you want to see what it's going to look like before you submit it, you can click on the preview button. This will open up in a new browser tab, and you can see this is the way it's going to look when this gets approved by the system administrator and say, yes, we want to add it. We're going to come back to this interface in a minute, but let's go ahead and go back to where we were and submit this for review. It's as simple as this. Now, once you're at this point here, you can go back to the site itself, and there are a couple of ways to do it. The easiest way is to hover over AFN Radio and click on Visit Site. And here we are back where we started again. There's a couple of things here that you can see that you may want to use. For instance, we've got some information to you about the radio standards, what we're trying to do in purpose, and some of the elements that make up a good show. And these are always at the top if you want to go back and review it prior to listening to someone's show and offering some critiques. Now, we also use a lot of terms in radio, and you may not understand exactly what they mean or maybe not remember. These are numbered the same way they are on your typical review form that you use at your station, and we'll use the same ones here. This is really helpful if you want to make sure that you're using the terms right in your feedback so that people understand what it is you're talking about. So if you want to use the idea of the pacing or the momentum of the show was really well done, this explains to us, okay, it's moving forward, it doesn't stall, it's a nice steady pace moving through. So this is how you might want to use. Anytime you want to return back to the home page, you can either click on the home button here or click on the training icon, either of which will take us back to the starting point. The menu on top gives you other options, that are similar to what we have here. If you like using the buttons here, you can. And now we're ready to provide some feedback to our folks. Click on Review a Show. I do want to point out that we've got the feedback form here. There's a couple of things you can do with it. You may have a copy of it already on your computer. You could just click on it and bring it up. Now, this is a fillable form, and you can actually use it while you're listening to the show to jot down your feedback, your things that they did really well, maybe some areas they can work on, or just to put some notes. Additionally, notice that you can mark in here the different spaces. This is not required to use this, but since all of the categories are here, it might make it easier for you to provide feedback. You can fill it out right on here. You never have to save it unless you want to. But this is a good guide while you're listening to the show to go back and forth to provide the best feedback you can during the show. Okay, this opened up in a new tab. We can go back to our radio show for review, and we can choose our shows a few different ways here. We can look at the most recent uploads, which we have here. We can go by show type, morning, afternoon, midday. Or pick by the month that they were uploaded. So you've got a lot of options here. Now I can just pick one of these, or pick a particular show that maybe I want to, I'm an afternoon show host and I want to review another afternoon show. And to do that, I would simply click on afternoon. Now my choices are a little more limited. These are just the afternoon shows. That's why we add the category. And then to play the show, this one from Rhoda, for instance, we would just click on it. It loads us up here. This is the interface for playing it back right from SoundCloud. We don't have to go back to SoundCloud. All we need to do is press play, and the Telescope show will start. If you're going to use the form, you can just come over here. Now keep in mind that you've got controls here, so I can jump to a different point in here or back. So if I need to rehear something again. While the show's playing, I can simply go over to here and put in my notes. Maybe I want to say great intro and just capture some of these things until I'm ready. I can pause this anytime I want just by clicking on pause. When it comes up here to get back to where we were, you can simply click the X button here to close that, and takes you back to this screen. That typically only pops up the first time you pause it. Now we can continue listening, we can take a break and type in some comments. Again, you can use this form to keep track of your comments, but ultimately what you want to do is you want to reply with your comments here. So if I was reviewing this and I wanted to tell them that it was a particularly good, well-produced intro, what I'd like you to do is find possibly where on here the standard you're referring to. So what would this be a good indication of? Let's see. So we can say the production value is particularly good, especially on the intro, and that's the kind of feedback, specific feedback that you want to give. Now I don't like typing, so I can simply copy this, Control C, come over here, and I can even put production value and type in. Be as specific as you can. If you need to give time hacks, you can find out at what point in the show it was, if it's a particular thing you liked or didn't like. Try to be as specific as you can with your feedback. And typically what you're going to do is just keep going down, find a few things that you really liked about it, a few areas where they may want to improve, and then once you're done, post your comment. It's as simple as that. You'll notice the comment comes up. It says who sent it and when. And now we've got some great feedback as a DJ of what our fellow DJs thought about our presentation. And it is specific. It is something I can use and go back and continue to do the things that other people like and maybe work on the areas where I'm maybe not as strong as I need to be. That's the peer review site. Hopefully you'll make some good use of it and really learn how to get better at our craft of radio. Keep in mind, you need to leave your ego in the studio. If we want to get better, we have to be open and willing to get this feedback from our peers. This is a great place for you to do it.